So I checked, and we have not gone over Generation X issue 8 yet. My memory was playing games on me. Or should I say me, we went to this flea market, and I found a bunch of Generation books, and that's where my memory was starting to play with me, because I picked up 7 and 8 together. So now we can go over what lurks in Cassidy Keep. Spoiler alerts, if you haven't been following along, go back and check out issue 7. I'll leave a card up here somewhere. At the end of the book, Sean's home castle in Ireland, Scotland, I think. Anyway, completely disappeared. And so he's saying, the whole castle's just disappeared. And that's kind of where we pick up. They leave Massachusetts and come to here. And again, I hate when they smash up names like so, because you want to give credit where credit is due. But I'll try to read it. Just kind of roll with me. Lobdell, Cruz, Buckingham, Milgrom, Buccellato, Crayon, Comicraft, Harris production. So, yeah, I'm not even going to get into all that. They are called Generation X, a roster of young mutants at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. Today, however, they are far away from the private academy in Massachusetts, Berkshire Mountains. They travel across the globe to Mayo County, Ireland, to a site that, until recently, had been an ancient landmark. Currently is something more akin to a big hole. I'm telling you, one and all, there used to be me family's blasting castle right here. What happened to Cassidy's Keep? And I love that they made sure to kind of emphasize, the letter kind of coming in to just show his frustration. And then good old Jubes. No expert eye, Sean, but you ask me, I'd say someone took it. Thanks, Jubilee, for, being Captain Obvious there. But it's a good way to open the book. The artwork's okay. It's a little generic because it's a long shot, so not everyone's going to have full details. But one thing I never understood, maybe it's because they're pressed for time, but whenever they're far away, everyone always looks so funny looking. And I don't know, it's just a personal preference. It's like, if you're going to take the time, just make it look nice, please. Anyway, where the last book was kind of a cool down, and we were kind of seeing everyone's sort of relationships and how they're kind of grinding against one another and relationships forming, etc., so forth. I like how all of a sudden Synch's just like, my whole body is disappearing, and there's like this smoke going along. And what's it called? This guy, what's his name? Chamber's like, don't what? But Jonathan Starmore is not talking to her. A being of almost pure psionic energy. Chamber senses Everett Thomas is in trouble. Deep. And as he's disappearing, Chamber goes in to help him. And all of a sudden, they're gone. And I love how Skin, he's just like, don't stand there, Chica. Leap in. After them. Or don't. I just kind of love that sassiness. Oh, I love these trading cards. I miss them so bad. Anyway, everyone eventually gets sucked into this vortex, whatever. And essentially, when they get launched in, it says, Else Place. So we're here, children. Wherever here happens to be. For most of you yellow students, this is your first time you've been in another dimension. Considering how in our first semester we've already been attacked by Emplay, nearly peeled by Penance, went toe-to-toe with Orphan Maker, and mixed up with Gene Nation. And I love how the dialogue just kind of reflects what's happened so far in 8 issues. That's a lot of action. And then we finally get to see what happened between Synch and Chamber. And all of a sudden, it's just madness, because we're going, okay, Cassidy's Keep. Now everyone's wearing like medieval clothing. And then all of a sudden, we're like in this medieval battle. I don't suppose you're following any of this? Me? I thought you were compiling the cliff notes. Whoa, look out. Fight harder. Get them. You call yourselves heroes. One minute we're on Mr. Cassidy's family estate. The next we're risking our lives to avenge the murder I saw in the mists. Oh, that must have hurt, I hope. And showing a really good accounting of ourselves in the process. P.S. Swipe at their breath tubes. Air seems to be at premium here. Die, die. And then what's kind of cool is all of a sudden, these two, like, Synch is just all of a sudden syncing with Chamber's powers. And he goes, it's as if we're in perfect sync with each other. But I don't get it. I usually have to mentally trigger my biogenetic aura. How come? How's about we chew this out later, see? After we've won. And so kind of cool. 8 issues in, we're kind of seeing something new with Synch's powers. hints why they're the Xavier's Academy to learn about who they are. And before we get any more with them, which I'm so glad that when I got this, they didn't get rid of the cards. And I'll make sure to always keep those in there because, yeah, I know that you're supposed to take them out and enjoy them, but when you're a collector, it's hard to want to take stuff out like that. Anyway, going back to Jubilee, it says, elsewhere in, what the hell is this place? Elsewhere in Else Place, 'tis time. She is called Grande Dame. And apparently this is her first appearance. I'm not sure how far her lore goes. So if you guys know, let me know. Supertron, if you're watching, buddy, help us out down in the comments. Once she was the undisputed queen of these lands, but now both she and her kingdom have fallen on harder times. Fate has given her a chance to correct all that. Careful, just a pinch of pixie dust. The only problem is fairies, like superstitious creatures, don't like leaving anything to fate. And now the kids get separated from Banshee and Miss Frost. Anybody get the license plate of that truck? Jube, watch your... What? And you come to find out that Grande Dame's kind of a weird character. She goes, you've come at last. One sec. This is one party we didn't want to be invited to. What Ms. Lee is saying in her less than delicate way is, just who the heck are you? My name is of no consequence. It is for my world that I can only have concern. Once this land was lush with green clover and golden skies. But that is all lost to us now. Even the air we breathe without glamour. And they're thinking, well, what the hell is glamour? You don't understand? I'm talking about glamour itself. The life force for all fairies and elves and, well, just about everything else. And they say that the machine that made the glamour is broken. And she goes, but you're the chosen ones. It's your destiny to rescue us. Us? You must mean like some other chosen ones? There's no mistake. This scroll is old as the land itself. And when I read this, I'm like, are we seriously doing this right now, guys? Are we doing another one of those? It's the chosen, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, fuck, come on. This is going to be so lame. And I was really getting ready to just kind of close the book. But she flips the script. Like, and to their utter amazement, the fairy queen says is true. And then Skin's like, hold it up, chica. You can't con a con man. And I just love how he's just looking at it all intently. This scroll only looks like us because you had it painted this morning when we first arrived. There must be some mistake. You don't think I would stoop to something so devious and underhanded, do you? Okay, so I lied. Old habits die hard. But you're the first newcomers to venture into our world for centuries. And because she sort of has a sparkling personality, they at first don't want to help her, but M kind of gives them no choice. And as the book comes to an end, we try to find out who this Fing Fang Foom ripoff is. He goes, one question, bag of flesh. Who's been messing around with the flipping Glamour Machine? One thing about Generation X, like with X-Men, you can kind of tell where certain things are going to happen. Same thing with X-Force, X-Factor. But what I've always loved about Generation X is you're just thinking, what the hell's going to happen next? I don't know. Are we going to a mystical land? Is it going to be something serious and dire? And then the art style is always flipping up. So I think that's what I liked about this book, is they could be a little more flippant and footloose and fancy free, as where with like X-Men you have to be a little more established to a degree. And that does not include the X-Babies. Talk about the X-Babies. I hate the X-Babies. Anyway, Emma and Sean kind of have a part in this, but I don't want to give away the whole book. This was a good read. Highly recommended. I had a lot of fun with it, but I'm biased because I love Jubilee, I love Chamber, and I love Skin. And I love Chamber and Skin and Husk in Generation Next in the Age of Apocalypse, which I'll make sure to leave Age of Apocalypse playlist somewhere here, because Generation Next is one of those that you got to read. But as for issue 8, fun read. Again, it's not one of those ones where it's like, oh, this is the first appearance, the 1/1000th variant of blah, blah, blah. It was just a fun read. And as I say, at the end of the day, that's what comic books are. And I had a lot of fun with Generation X issue 8. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please, first and foremost, support your local comic shop or wherever you get your action figures and comics, and grab this book and the series. If you've enjoyed this review, really would appreciate taking a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel more than you could possibly know. And if you don't mind hitting that fancy little X bell, next subscribe, that way I can upload content. You guys get notified. Come to the channel. I love talking with y'all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments or the socials, which I'll make sure that the links down in the description. So with all that said, hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, everyone.